obviously I'm going for monkeyfish.
Do I have a choice?
No. I stole it.
Okay. Old pendulous breast herself.
Chase you through a cave. I know you do outside.
And we're going to talk about how wrong you are after this.
That intro gets me every
I know, it's so good.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Monsters Lounge. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Tressa.
Yes, you are. And I'm just going to giggle for the next little bit here.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. End
right,
of
I'll
show.
talk to you
Me
later.
laughing.
Goodbye.
All right. Listen, Tressa, I am so excited tonight for our guest.
Me too.
I know you are. I know you are because we had this big, huge. Now I'm getting nervous. Am I going to try to mispronounce the name? I might. Oh God, it's
You will, because
the
that's your
easiest.
thing. That's
I
why
know.
I love you.
so good. So much mispronunciation. Anyway, so our guest tonight is Steve Berg, and he is an actor and an improviser. Very, very funny man. Very nice man as well. From the 5 minutes so far that I've talked to him, fantastic. He is known for roles in Good Place, Tag, and Don't Worry, Darling, and of course, his movie Skinwalker Ranch, which I actually saw a long time ago.
Oh.
And then rewatched as soon as I made the connection. Well, as soon as someone told me the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, he is also a lifelong fan of the paranormal and lectures on Weird Nebraska at events across the country. And his podcast, High Strangeness, is just delightful.
It
a delightful
is.
podcast. Please help me welcome Steve.
Okay. Hi.
Hey!
Welcome.
Hello, my friends. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks
Thank you
for
so much
coming
for
and
coming
joining
on.
us.
I love your intro, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It hyped me up.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I assumed you were talking about the clip that Tressa put together. I'm like, oh.
I was talking about the. Well, I mean, like
Yeah, that was the
look,
good part.
The second
Right,
part of the intro
honestly.
with you guys, your cold open was wonderful. But I'm saying like the intro, the montage, like
Isn't it great?
and the fun music. The music got me there.
Right?
I'm like ready to go.
That was
Oh.
yeah, that was I love that song. It was a gift to somebody else, and they were like, we're going to use this other thing, but if you would like to use it, and I was like, yes, please.
Yeah, it works. It
And
works.
she finally convinced me I was going to do just all pan flute.
Yeah, yeah, some Xanfir.
Yeah. Pan flute gets a bad rap where I feel like people, because there was so much of it like in the 90s and like in outdoor malls and whatnot. But I was always like, yeah, I like it. And even I never understood like the hate towards the pan flute. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of down with it. I mean, I don't listen to it a lot, but whenever I do, I'm like, this is very
Right.
pleasant.
Right.
You know,
No, it's
we heard
great.
it on earlier when we were just talking before the show.
Yeah, it's great. More pan flute.
That was me, guys. I was playing it in the background.
Just a
By
quick
the
little
way.
ditty. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, I would like you to know that I've picked up the pan flute, and
Oh,
I'll be touring very soon.
It's about
I
time.
can't wait.
Playing the music of Guar on the pan flute.
Oh
I
my.
would go see it. I would pay like too much money to go see that.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with live music anymore, but I would pay to see that.
Yeah. It's tough.
Especially if
Yeah.
there's lots and lots and lots of blood.
Like you
because that's
can't,
what they
you
do.
can't
Yeah.
deal with like what just like the whole thing, like it's too much.
Crowds, noise.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's a concert, There's gonna be some crowds.
Oh.
There's gonna be some noise.
What? Is that how that works?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, it would
You're
fit right
going for
in.
the noise. No, I'm just kidding. I hear you. I mean, like it's just. I think a lot of it for me is like, well, the opening band starts at 9, the band I want to see starts at 10:30. I'm like,
Right.
dude, that's late.
And they don't
It
start on
depends.
time.
Yeah, and it depends on if there's a seating option available or not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Right. Like when I
know.
went to go see Kraftwerk, I had seats, and I was like, "This is nice. I'm enjoying
my God,
this."
The
That's
seats are
not,
best.
especially for craft work. Like you want to sit down and get into it.
Yes, there's
I saw the
visuals.
Brian Jonestown Massacre last week, and it was phenomenal. But my back, like for 2 days, I'm like, ow, my feet and back hurt.
yeah, you can't do it. You cannot do it, and preferably snacks.
Yes.
I would have
Need
liked snacks.
at,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
At
Yeah.
every single. Listen, but a pan flute concert it would really go well. I mean, they have all kinds of stuff right now, like the MMA night fighting. Has everyone?
Oh, right.
I don't know
Is
anything
everyone
about that.
familiar?
I'm not. I know nothing
It's-
about the MMA.
This
No,
is like a
neither do I.
cage, and I don't know. I don't remember what. Again, vague stories. I don't know exactly what it's called, but they are fighting in suits, like full on armor suits and swords, and they're like wrestling at the
That's
same
awesome.
time.
Yeah, right.
That seems crazy. I like it.
I know.
Like take all those things separately. I'm like, put them
Yeah,
together. I'm in.
Absolutely.
That's a nice smoothie right there.
And again, seats and snacks. Like medieval times, but with real risk of blood.
Yeah,
Maybe?
with real stakes. I like it. No,
Right.
you're right. Yeah. I mean, we're kind of there. It feels very apropos of the times.
Oh, it really
It
does.
really does. Yeah. We're like
almost-
2 inches away from Running Man.
Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Running Man will be announced like next week because we just put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. They like soft opened that like a little bit ago. Like there was a couple of years ago where they actually had like competitions where it was very physical and you were going to take somebody out, but like not actually murder, but
Are we talking
Yeah.
about reality TV right now?
yeah.
I remember. Well, sorry if we're way off topic. But
No.
like, just one more thing on that, and that is like those. Have you seen those like slap competitions?
Oh yes.
Wait, are you talking about the videos with like the tortillas?
No,
Or, like,
no,
full-on
no. This
slap
is like
competitions.
I think from the. I might be wrong about this, but it feels very MMA like. It's like legit.
Yeah.
There's real like cash money to be won from these.
Yeah.
And it's who can take the most slaps. I saw one guy slap another guy so hard that his cheek tissue was like detached from his face. It was like drooping. I right then I shut my computer. I'm like, I give up on humanity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm done
Because
with-
what?
because
No.
what is right? I'm like, this is not good.
No.
This cannot
You
be
don't
good.
even see that kind of thing in boxing.
No. It messed me up in a way where I'm like, I'm still scarred.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
we all are
I
now.
get it.
Thank you.
Oh God. Where am I right now?
Yeah, sorry.
Like-
I really threw us off.
My brain just got broken a little bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
You're
That
down.
makes sense. It checks out.
And that checks out. Yeah. Okay. Well, it kind of in line with what was just happening. One of the things that I have loved about listening to your podcast
Oh, thank you.
is the awe and wonder because you do the same thing. I can hear it in your voice that you're doing the same thing that we do a lot, which is just like, oh no,
Yeah.
I didn't
Tell
know
us
that.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was the whole reason I wanted to do a show like this is because I love these weird topics and 40 topics, and I love stories so much. Like I don't have a belief system wrapped up with any of this stuff. Like really,
Right.
I don't. But
Right.
I love the stories. I love like the history and the culture of it. And whenever I hear something new, I am genuinely like just, oh my gosh. And that is why I started that, because I wanted to talk to people who could elicit that in me more.
Yes,
You know?
100%.
Really, so that's why I love this stuff. And like, I'm a huge folklore nut.
Yes.
So, and I kind of like look at like all the, paranormal, UFOs, cryptids and stuff as like an extension of folklore. It's like that. It kind of lives in that maybe fiction world where I'm like, I don't know if it's real or not. I
Right.
have no proof. I've had some weird experiences, but I don't know what it is. So, it's
Yeah.
one of these things where I think there's something to it, but I'm also like, highly skeptical, and I feel a little bit level-headed. I wasn't always that way, but
yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
gotta have fun with
absolutely.
it.
yeah, I have fun with it.
So like I was a big into the folklore aspect of it, and that's definitely what drew me in. And again, like with the stories, like I don't remember details, I got nothing on dates, all of these things, but the vague idea. So I love hearing the stories. But so it was for sure like the fairy tales that I was hearing when I was a kid, and reading and that part of it that drew me in and created that interest. Did you have similar experiences? Like, were you interested in this kind of stuff since you were a kid, and how did that happen?
Yeah, it's one of these things where I don't really remember being alive at a time, like I don't ever remember being alive and not being into this stuff. Tressa, as I found out, is a fellow Omaha native. You might remember this library, Swanson Library on 98th
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and Dodge, right? So my mom was a former teacher and like librarian, so reading was a big thing for her. And I remember when I was like 5, she tells me I was 5. She took me to get my library card and to watch Curious George film strips at
Nice.
Swanson Library. And she's like, check out any books you want. I'm like, awesome. And so I come back with like a Billy Meyer picture book, who's a famous UFO hoaxer. but his photographs are beautiful. The hoax, it's a beautiful hoax.
Perfect
right?
for children.
Perfect. And then I came back with a book about magic. And then I just never remember a time, like Swanson Library, sorry, it's like a little bit of a reference, but it had an amazing UFO, cryptid, paranormal section.
Did it?
And I would check out every book, and it like forced me to learn to read above my weight class. Like I learned to read like well because I was like, I have to know this information because it only exists in books. I mean, sure, there's some TV shows and stuff, but I was dying to know what was in these books. And I remember just like, really learned to read. So like, yeah, I have been into this stuff my whole life. I didn't grow up in a haunted house. I didn't really have like an experience as a kid, but like I was always like, how is not everyone really into this stuff? Like
Yeah.
This is
we
so
talked
fascinating. What are you guys doing with your lives? Like,
yeah,
what are
that's
you
kind
into?
of how I felt. I was like talking to none of my friends
Right.
cared about this at all, and so I would always be like, guys, the Patterson Gimlin film, like we should talk about that. And they're like, whatever, man. Like,
I know.
like,
I know. It was fantastic to like find these things in books and like know that there was a commonality at least with one human being out there, like when you were a kid. I did the same thing with Peter Benchley and the Jaws books. Then I was just reading books on sharks.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
Well,
obviously.
I think there,
UFOs and
I think like curiosity is a really great motivator for like self-education. Like
Oh, yeah.
I have found, and I'm luckily I feel like I'm happy. I'm a very curious person because it has forced me to learn about history, and that's the thing about being into UFOs and the paranormal and all this jazz. You have to understand history to be able to put these things into context, I think.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
if I'm researching like a UFO case in Nebraska in 1972 in a small town, the more I learned about the culture and what was going on in 1972 in this little town, the more I understand the UFO encounter on a deeper level. Like really, and that is the fun for me. It really is.
Yeah.
Because that's stuff we can find out. I can stand out in a cornfield all day and wait for a saucer to come down, but that's probably not going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love
Yeah.
the nerdy, like research, historical aspect to this stuff, and the lore. And I think folklore and stuff is like very, very important to culture and society, whether people like it or not. It just is, So
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that it opens up these areas of like science that I hadn't previously looked at.
yeah,
Like now, especially now, you're starting to get into some of the like the quantum physics of various paranormal things, and it's not a lot. I'm not going to be able to answer a lot of questions on it,
right.
but just to learn a little bit.
You can
Or,
learn
like-
concepts, yeah,
Right,
or
yeah, right.
you can learn concepts and theories, and that is important to integrate into your thinking. I think like you said, like I was never a great science student. I was, but I have a deep appreciation for it, and I'm glad there are people who are, adept in the sciences that look in this. So whenever somebody, looks into UFOs who has a science academic background, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Same thing goes for the cryptids. And for me, like, I'm all about the paranormal geology, but that's...
Paranormal geology.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me,
Dude.
what you mean? Are you talking about like charged places and locations? Is
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Like the basic bedrock forming interactions, especially with like electromagnetic energy,
I like this.
to sort of, create these areas of power and strangeness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that idea, and I really do. It's almost like just to dumb it down. That's like John Keel when he talks about window areas. Or hot, like why is an area hot?
Yeah.
Like for example, in eastern Nebraska along the Missouri River, going up and down the Missouri River, is where the weirdest and most stuff has happened.
Really?
And why is that? Now, one could have a simple answer like, well, river towns are where the biggest population is, and sure, but I think there's more to it than that. I have no evidence of that, but like I do think certain areas have like a little bit of like a chart. Maybe it's history that charges the area. Maybe it's the geology. Maybe it's like Sedona or a place like central Kentucky that has a ton of quartz. Well, they also happen to have a lot of high strangeness, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
who knows?
And
Is there a
water
relationship?
with the Missouri, like water's fully like a conduit for all this stuff as well.
I feel like it might be, and the Missouri River puts out a lot of energy. So, what does that mean?
Exactly. What was that story Brittany Barbieri was telling us like a while ago about sharks gathering outside of Catalina Island?
Oh, right, and they don't know why.
And they don't know why, except for there's a electromagnetic pulse that can be detected.
Oh, so they do know why. Okay, never
Well,
mind.
kind of, but they don't understand why everybody goes there. Like why all the sharks get together and go like.
I mean, it is beautiful and fun. There's a
They enjoy yachting.
they have a lot of buffalo out there. It's a cool place. Good little day trip. Recommend it.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So speaking on the fact that we're always learning new things and getting all this new information from all these new places and people, love it.
Yeah.
With this, having new knowledge every GD day, do you think you would add anything to your movie Skinwalker Ranch?
Well, okay. So like, I guess I'll just okay. I was working on this movie in Utah, and it was a fun little movie. John Grice is in it. It was great. It's called Unicorn City, and it was financed by like a wealthy guy from the Salt Lake City area. And during the movie, I had just read the George Knapp's book about Skinwalker Ranch. This is like in 2009, I think.
Yeah.
Or 2008-ish, around there. The book had not been out long, and I read it, and I was like blown away by it.
Yeah.
And I was riding in a car with the financer, and I was like, "Hey, did you ever hear about Skinwalker Ranch because it's in Utah?" And he's like, "No, tell me about it." And I kind of gave him a brief thing. I told him, "Well, it would be a great movie. Here's my idea for a movie based on it." And he goes, "Could you do it for $700,000?" I go, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "All right, let's do it." That's how it happened.
That is beautiful.
It was like one of those stories. Like in 5 minutes, I'm like, "What?" So it was great. He like paid us to develop it and write the script, and it was wonderful. And the whole pitch, it was not a found footage movie. It was more like a poltergeist on a ranch, more psychological thriller. I never wanted to show a creature of any kind.
Okay.
And then like a month before we were actually going to shoot it, the script was already written. They kind of because like all the found footage movies like Paranormal Activity were blowing up. The producers were like, it needs to be a found footage movie. And I'm like, whoa, that's not like what the movie is at all. Like, that's not the script I wrote. And but I'd already cashed the checks. And my agent's like, well, if you back out of the movie, you have to pay back all the development money. And I go, well, I don't have that anymore. I guess it looks like I'm doing the movie.
Found footage it is.
Found footage it is. So it's sort of a bittersweet project for me in terms of like, it is not the movie I intended to make like at all. However, I think it's like fine for one of those movies. So what I do,
I gotta say, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I like
I'm not embarrassed by it or anything like that. It just feels like the guy Devin McGinn, who is kind of my co-director. He really, I give him all the credit. He like took the reins because I told him like, dude, I don't know how to make a found footage movie. Like I can't even see the movie in my head. And he's like, I see it. I can do it. I'm like, cool. So I was more like quality control, working with actors. I'd never like set up a shot. Like he handled all the special effects because it was totally out of my wheelhouse.
Right.
Like I thought I was making more of a David Lynch type psychologically scary movie where everything's hinted, because that's why I feel the paranormal works. It's not,
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
always off frame. It's, like it's almost right there. And like, but I will say I would never, ever try to make another high strange movie ever again. Ever.
Really interesting.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it. And there are good ones out there, but I feel like it's really hard to do
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
a
there's so
way
much
that would feel
lore.
genuine.
Right. So much lore and so many hard opinions that people have about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like. I'm more interested in like the documentary space of that
Yes.
stuff. Like I really am. I'm working on a couple projects that are documentary based on more historical accounts of 40 and high stranges, which I love. I'm excited about.
Yeah.
But I kind of did that one movie. And I'm like, I don't think I would direct or write another movie like that.
Okay, but I really enjoyed it. But
Thank you
I
so
get it.
much. I appreciate it. Yeah. I just don't feel like I'd be able to do it justice, truly. Someone will be able to do it. Someone will do it justice, I think.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
have you been to the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant?
Hell yes, I have. Oh, yeah. I did the pilgrimage. It was about, I think 2022 in the summer, I met a group of, weirdo colleagues, and we some other podcast buddies, and like we all met out there, and we had a great time. We stayed out there for like 3 days, and went everywhere. The TNT area, went to some.
Oh, that's a great tour.
Oh, it is. And this man named Steve Ward gave us like a private tour, and it was really, really fun. And like I mean, I have read that book so many times as a kid, and like growing up, I still love it. It's one of the most exciting books in this field.
Yeah.
Thrilling.
I'm a huge John Keel fan. Period. So I really his work's very important to me. But yeah, it is. It's one of those things where I feel like it lives up to the hype. Like, if you're into this stuff, it's kind of like the Graceland, or it's one of the Gracelands, right? Like, I feel like you gotta go. You don't have to go to the festival at all. Like, you know, if
But you have to get on the roller coaster.
Is there a roller coaster? No.
I mean, and there could be.
Or are you talking like a
wants to,
metaphorical roller coaster?
Yeah, metaphorical roller coaster.
Yeah.
of, like-
Oh yeah, I was on.
yeah,
I was
like-
on there. Yeah. Drinking
see
beer,
the
dive bars. I was loving it.
Yeah.
My point being that the Mothman Museum is one of my favorite museums about a movie about a thing that happened once.
Yeah, it's. I will tell you that museum is phenomenal. The movie stuff is obviously very cool, but like also just seeing like the historical stuff
Oh yeah, that's
from like
great.
1967 when it
Yes.
happened. Like all the news clippings, like Mary Hyre's like diary, or I think it's
Yeah.
in there, and like that, and like I think there was some like John Keel ephemera in there too, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is like the weirdo Smithsonian, I was
Yes.
freaking out. I loved
It's
it.
great. Once I learned that existed, my son and I drove like 7 hours after work one day, and we just spent like the whole weekend there. Nothing was going on that weekend, but there was plenty going on in this tiny little town. It was great.
Whoa, you're a cool mom.
I am a cool mom.
Yeah, that's really
Good
cool.
job, buddy. High five.
Yeah. No, I love it. I totally think if people are thinking about going, I wouldn't think anywhere. I would just do it. It's great.
Yeah.
Like it's, especially like read the book before you go, and then do some research so you can find some of these like local areas where like Woody Derenberger had the experience with Indrid Cold, and like you can find those spots. And for me, I am such a nerd for standing in a place where something may or may not have happened. That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
It feels like I'm not a religious person, but I feel like I understand what like going to the Vatican must feel like for a devoted Catholic. Like for me, that's my version of that. Like going to a place where the Mothman might have been perched up in a tree. It doesn't matter if it's real or not, but the mythology behind that is powerful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. All of those places. I just got back from Olympic National Park.
Oh.
And
Oh,
Bigfoot
Jenny,
is my
why
guide.
don't you tell us about that in just a second, right after this message that I forgot to play. Have you been feeling called to explore your intuitive gifts and deepen your spiritual practice? Then Pathways to Spirit was created for you. Sarah Lemos has been teaching Pathways to Spirit for over 16 years. And in that time, she's watched hundreds of students grow into their gifts with confidence and clarity. This isn't just about learning tools. It's about understanding how your energy works and how to use it with intention. Over 6 months, you'll learn about your own intuitive abilities and how they show up, along with many esoteric tools and practices to help explore your potential. But this course is about more than just learning. It's about embracing your sensitivity and living your best life. Register now at mediumsarahlemos.com while there's still space. It's time to uncover your gifts and abilities. Are you ready to join this extraordinary journey?
She's such a delight.
Listen, if you have not met this woman, Steve, you need to meet Sarah Lemos. She's amazing. She's great.
Yeah.
She's so fun.
fantastic.
She put me in a trance.
Yes,
I was
I
like,
love this woman.
I feel very relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, that was my voice.
Then the
but-
purpose. Yeah.
Oh, good job. Good voice.
Not really. It's a
I
terrible
know.
job, but
It's so soothing when she wants to be.
Yeah.
anyway,
So-
what about Olympic?
Oh,
you went to
yeah,
the
just talking
Olympics?
about yes, I competed in the Olympics at the Olympic. Fastest Bigfoot spotting and
I heard about that. I read about that in
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
You broke the record, right?
I did. It was very fast.
It's incredible.
like
Someone held it for 87
2002.
years too, and you finally broke it.
I did.
Wow.
I did. And then you know what? It was an older gent. And
Oh, it's because you tripped him, right?
yeah, and then I punched him after I won. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Rubbin's racing.
That's what I'm saying.
Also,
No, going to these places that are sort of you've been hearing about and reading about, and then even if you see nothing,
Yeah.
it's still you're like, I know you're out there.
Yeah. It's rad.
You're there. Yeah. I absolutely know. Now you mentioned like the skeptic part of you, and I was curious because I always do this, and I rarely vocalize it because we get, everybody gets very serious when they're at conferences and when we're talking to them. But is there anything that you want to believe so badly,
but you just can't.
but you'll like almost swear to it, but you don't really have a lot of evidence for it?
Well, I mean, I guess life after death. Yeah, I would love to believe. I would love to believe that there's something other, but there's no evidence. I mean, no real. I mean, there's intuitions, and people say they have past lives, and people say they have near-death experience, but that's not like evidence that we can repeat and understand and like you apply the scientific method to. Not that I'm such a boring, hard level person like that. Like a lot of times, I'll kind of phrase it like, you know what? I think there might be something to it. But I feel like that to me is just is being honest with myself. It's like I love UFOs. I love the UFO field. I love UFO ephemera. I love the stories. I love the hoaxes. I love it all. But if someone's like, "Well, do you believe that's real?" I would say like, "I don't know. I really don't. I just like it's in. I always say this too. If it is mass hysteria that people have been having for thousands of years, that is just as interesting to me.
Thank you.
Like
every
what,
time.
right? Like, and with all this stuff, like, I don't care whether it's real or not. Like, I don't think like being able to like, I'm not setting out to when I go and like research or like talk to experiencers, I'm never trying to prove that it's real or not.
Right.
I want to understand the story as much as I possibly can. The story, understand how it affected the person, and that is about all I can do. Like there's just not a way to measure it. So I do get like a little skeptical of people who say this is what it is.
Oh, if you're saying 100%, absolute skepticism right there.
Yeah, I
immediately.
didn't grow up with religion, so to being able to operate on faith is a little tough for me.
It's a foreign concept, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I very much grew up in religion, and so I have but I'm not religious right now, but very, very hard and fast beliefs about the afterlife. Like I have no doubts, like none at all. Do I prove? No.
No, of course you don't. But
It's the same. Like any other thing, that's the one thing where like this is the absolute God honest truth for me.
yes,
And I realize may not be the case for I might not be right, but it's what I believe.
So many people believe that. Whereas, like, if you don't grow up with that faith, like in your house, and that's not something that you hear on a regular basis, it's hard to explain to people. Like, no. But this is a new concept. Like, I didn't hear people talking about this until I was older.
I said I was sorry for calling you stupid about it. I don't know why you have to keep bringing it up.
Well, because you were rude, frankly.
It's just right, but I feel like it was pretty obvious. My point being, like, I feel like skepticism is so important, and if you don't have just the teeniest bit and just realize that you do not have the God honest definition, like it just makes you look bad. Like,
but I feel like, and this was my question is we're surrounded by so much cool stuff and so many cool stories that there's stuff that I just want to be like, yep, no, I believe it. I got nothing, but I believe it.
Yeah.
At the very least, I think you can determine sometimes, like I've been lucky enough to talk to a lot of witnesses who have seen a lot of varying things. And what I can tell you is, and this is the most interesting part, is that I feel, and I would say I don't know for sure, but I feel that they believe what they're telling me. And that is enough.
Yeah.
That is enough. Or you can say like something happened. Something happened, whether it is what like it appeared to be to them.
Yeah.
So like like if a UFO lands in a cornfield and there's three dudes hanging out or three women hanging out and they're just like doing whatever, they see this happen. they see little tiny aliens get off, take some soil samples, get back on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's aliens from another planet. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
That's an option. That's how
Yeah.
we may interpret it through our culture, media, and just like stories that go way beyond. But that doesn't mean what it is. Like at this point, like with UFOs, I feel like the extraterrestrial hypothesis is the one I'm least interested in.
Right.
I think it's a little too
Interesting.
simplistic.
Okay.
It's simply for the fact that, like, we have in the 20th century alone, or in the 1960s alone, there were hundreds of different crafts being seen, hundreds of different entities walking off these things. So then I guess if it's aliens from another planet, I'm supposed to believe that there was three to 400 different races of aliens coming to visit us in a 5-year period. That is tough for me to buy. So I think it is something much weirder, more complex, and it evolves through time. I mean, because like now, I mean, when's the last time you heard about someone getting abducted by aliens and seeing a gray?
Right. It's been a really
Yeah.
long time.
20 years? I mean, so these things evolve, change constantly. I mean, you never, I mean, it was for, 30 years, it was all flying saucers. That was all
Yeah.
anyone saw.
Yeah.
Now you're maybe every once in a while you'll hear about a saucer case. It's flying triangles and lights now. So this stuff changes. What people experience changes. The operators coming off these things change. That leads me to kind of put the ETH theory aside. Sorry, I don't know why we're talking about this. This is just an example
No, I
guess,
love
of
it.
how I like to pick this stuff apart.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Bigfoot, for example, most people are like, well, it's a flesh and blood relic hominid. I'm like, well, we don't know that.
Right. You
That's
don't
a
know either
theory,
way.
right? So
Yeah.
I find it interesting that with Bigfoot cases, there are so much paranormal residue surrounding this. Balls of light. People feeling like they're getting zapped or something like that. Or
Right.
people feeling like they have telepathy with these things.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make me think it's a flesh and blood creature. It makes me think it's something
Right.
more magical and supernatural, almost like part of the Fae, And I'm not saying that's what I believe, but I'm I'm open to all these ideas.
Yeah.
And to me, that's such a fun way to be, because once you have a fixed belief, like, well, when you walk into this ghost, it's definitely got to be little Sally who died here when she was 8.
Right.
Maybe, for sure, that's on the table, but we don't know for sure. So it's like I think chasing the mystery and being okay with not knowing is a good place to get to eventually, because I don't think we ever will.
Absolutely. I couldn't
and that
agree
way-
more.
Yeah, you keep the curiosity and the magic sort of alive.
That's it.
You
That's
know,
what it's
within
about.
it, like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Be okay with the mystery. I think once you are, boy, this stuff becomes really fun. Where it's like,
Oh, it's so exciting.
because it can be frustrating. I think there's a lot of people with UFOs right now. They're like, oh, the government's going to tell us what they are, and they're having congressional hearings. I'm like, good luck with that. That's never going to happen. I think the only thing they have to
No.
disclose is that they don't know either.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep holding your breath. That whole conversation reminds me of the Nazca mummies. Like, you're familiar,
yeah.
everyone was like, oh, fake, whatever. But then they looked into it, and they kept looking into it, and DNA tests, and they're like, oh, aliens. But then they did more digging, and it's like, from the evidence they got, they think it's like it's a reptile humanoid. Like, reptiles evolved in this part of Earth to become humanoid, and then they died out. But like, how fascinating is that? It's never just one thing, is what we often
Right.
say. It's
Yeah.
like it could be so many different things that we're not even contemplating because we're so focused on the one thing.
Well,
Let's
it's
go.
also hard because we don't know where this information is coming from per se.
Right.
Because what I heard when was that no, it was pieced together parts from
Right. That was
different-
the original. And
Yeah.
then they
And-
found more.
But who did? You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
we have to be very careful with this stuff. That's a huge claim to make, and I feel like when you make those huge claims, you're like, I need to know the sources. Who were the people who were
Science
looking doing
guys?
this? Yeah, science guys. Yeah, I mean, but we live in a kind of sadly we live in this time of post facts, and truth is really hard to get to
So
now.
difficult.
And
Yeah.
I get led down primrose path all the time with this stuff. We're like, no way! Oh my God, here it is! And I'm like, oh no, it's a gorilla suit in a deep freezer.
Oh,
trust
God.
me, I'm no one wants this stuff to be real more than me. And maybe you're right. I'm sorry, I just haven't. I'm not trying to shoot down.
Oh, not at
this
all.
Development, but I
gonna
haven't
cry
known.
later.
But
I'm crying right
yeah,
now.
I'm always like the first thing I always do is like when I hear one of these, I'm like, okay, cool. Now let me backtrack and look at where this information came from. And a lot of times, like it came from a weird website in like Scotland. Like
No, for sure. Because like the whole ringmaster of that story was Jaime Maussan, and he has he's really excited about stuff, and he doesn't vet stuff really well.
he has a terrible track record.
He really does.
I mean, he's been hosting stuff since the '90s. Like it's.
And I love his excitement.
I do
love
too.
his
Like he's
enthusiasm.
fun. In the '90s, when I was a kid, I like when new Jaime Maussan videos would come out. I'm like, oh my god, look at that! Like saucer hovering in front, over like downtown Mexico City. Well, that was not
First
real,
read.
but I believed it. I believed it so much.
Yeah.
I would like yell to my dad, like, Dad, you gotta come here. This is major. And he's like, yeah, buddy. So
See, and I love the stuff that comes along with that, right? So we're looking at, we're studying that, we're looking at that, and the Nazca lines like themselves. Then what was it? Anthropologists started kind of digging around, like, hey, maybe these lines weren't for like UFOs. Maybe there was some sort of primitive way to view them from the air,
Like a primitive hot air balloon.
and built a primitive hot air.
I love
Like
that.
you guys just piece that together, and now we have this hidden little like nugget of what could be part of our history.
and sadly, what's easier to believe?
UFOs.
I wish. I mean, but like, no. I mean, we find out all the time that these ancient civilizations were way more advanced than we give them credit for.
Wildly.
And a big
Wildly.
problem I have with like ancient aliens and stuff like that is there is a whitewashing.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't want not to be political here, but like
No,
there is.
please, we talk
and
about this all the
I
time.
do find it
It's
very
true.
offensive. That show wildly offensive, where they're like,
Yeah.
"No way, these ancient savages could." I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we found their tools to make it. Like, this
Yes.
is unbelievable. Like, and so. I know.
Fully
You know,
agree.
it's a TV show and it's a business, and we shouldn't take you should never take a TV show like that seriously. First off,
No, never should.
I worked in TV for a long time, and I understand how it's made, and it is for entertainment. Period. That's it. And
Sure.
that show is an entertainment show, but like that theory you just said, I never thought about that about the Nazca lines, and now I'm like, that is very plausible. That seems like one of the most plausible explanations.
Yeah, right? They like actually managed to do this. Again, vagaries. So I don't have the dates, but I know, I'm pretty sure it was
I hear
National
you.
Geographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go down, my God, the Mayans had like a glue that it got from a nut that they used in cement with crushed limestone to
Yeah.
build monuments.
Yeah, yeah. And they keep on uncovering new things underground in South America all the time.
So much.
Stuff like we had no idea this existed for thousands of years. Like and wow, how advanced were they? Wow, they had like their culture was like amazing, like and so like yeah. I mean like I feel like human ingenuity is way more advanced than we ever knew.
Right. I think that we have gotten so stupid that we could not fathom that people before us were actually intelligent.
Yeah.
You nailed it. I think. I mean, like I am a dumbass. Like I can barely. I don't even know if I could change my tire at this point. Like I'm useless.
Yep, same.
Don't worry, guys. I'll help you both out.
Thank you,
I got you.
Jenny. I'm glad I know you know.
Yeah. I can't get, like I lose things on my computer within 3 seconds, but I can make you a basket to carry stuff around in.
But that's so useful.
Yeah, I have useful, not useful
Oh,
tools.
that's very useful. That's great. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'll make
You
a
know what?
basket for your computer.
Speaking of useful tools,
Oh, hey, Tressa.
Jenny,
Oh, I'm just reading my book by international TV sensation, Dave Schrader.
I'm reading the book too. I don't remember the name of it or who wrote it, but yeah.
There, I like your shirt.
You? I got it on monstersloungepodcast.com. You've got a great shirt too.
Oh, that's so weird. I got it at monstersloungepodcast.com too. They have really great stuff. A whole variety. I know, right? They have everything. Shirts. Tote bags. Clutches. A phone case, I think. It's the best.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that we shot all that, and I was like, we have to throw this away and start over. Instead, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flub everything and make it the worst/best thing ever.
I
You're
love it.
welcome,
I
America.
love it.
You still didn't want to use it. I was like, no, use it.
It's great. I would use it.
It's top notch. Top notch. We need to make more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the holidays, Tressa inserted Santa hats on us.
Fun.
We're cute.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite stories? I know. I know, it's such a
Well,
broad
yeah,
question.
I love Sam the Sandown Clown.
Wait,
Have
what?
you- do you know?
I don't know this story.
Oh, it's a great case. Well, it's. Okay, so I'll give you the very short version. It's one of my favorites. I believe it happened in the kind of like early mid 70s. It was in the Isle of Wight, in the UK. And long story short, I'm going to say there's a lot of context to it, but I'll just tell you about the kind of the incident. This boy and little girl were playing, and all of a sudden they see this kind of like almost like picture the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz with like a clown face.
Nope.
And yeah, right. And this thing, it speaks really weird English. It was like rooting around the water, and then it has this like metal hut, and it invites the kids into the metal hut, and it's got like these kind of like technology in the wall. And at one point, the Sam he says it's like, "Hello, I am all color Sam." That's what he says, and he speaks like really weird broken English. And at one point, he puts a blueberry in his ear, and it like swirls around and it comes out of his mouth.
That's
like
a great
doing
clown.
like weird magic tricks for it. But I love this case because I'm like, it's kind of a UFO story where like this hut almost feels like it was a craft to me, but it's got what I love is the weirder and more surreal, the better. For some reason, I had this like weird thing, and it's like the weirder the cases, the more I believe it. Like when people start saying like, well, they took me to a Galactic Federation meeting. I'm like, when it starts sounding too organized, and like Star Trek, I'm like, I don't know. You got that from a movie. But some of these cases are so surreal and abstract that if you were trying to convince people this really happened to you, you would make up a different story. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah,
like
so unbelievable.
Hopkinsville.
It's believable.
Yeah, Hopkinsville's great too.
Love
Like it's such a,
Hopkinsville.
and it's a weird case, man. Like it's just a weird case. Now there has been some stuff that's come out, or this newsletter from like the 1960s or 70s. This woman did a deep dive research into it, and there's some things about Hopkinsville that I'm like, I might be a little more skeptical now.
Yeah.
But I still love the story of it.
Yeah.
But like it's amazing. We'll never know if it really happened, of course. But like
Yeah.
it is one of the great stories from that era. Another one I would obviously, I know it's a big case right now, but it's big for a reason. Is Joe Simonton's Space Pancake
Oh, right.
in Eagle River, Wisconsin? Do you know about that, Jenny?
I don't.
Yeah, you
Someone's
do.
gonna
We
need
just
to
talked
do
about
it.
so
it.
good.
Did
It's,
we?
well,
Yeah,
this-
he's got the
Oh,
pancake
they
with
give
no
him the-
salt in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he was given
Right.
pancakes from a group of Italian-looking aliens in a flying saucer.
Yeah,
And
I
they-
know.
yeah.
I
They're
I
like,
heard
you
this
fill
and I
this jug
started
of
thinking
water.
about
Yeah, they were like
pancakes.
literally cooking pancakes on a grill. They're like, here you go. Here's 3. That to me, I'm like, that has everything I want out of like
Yes.
a paranormal supernatural case. It really does. I love it so
A
much.
potluck.
That's
aliens.
everything that I want out of a
Yes.
day in the woods. Like forget
Right?
paranormal.
Oh, yeah. Give me that
kidding
like
me?
David Lynch, super weird
Yes.
dream logic stuff. And like there was a woman by the name of Jenny Randalls who I really love her research. She's a British, mostly a UFO investigator. However, she dealt with other weird stuff too. But she had this really interesting idea. Like when people have these encounters with UFO beings, or even the paranormal in general, she said there is this like Oz effect. Almost like that there's this bubble around you of unreality where like the barometric pressure feels different, things sound different, things are a little dreamy, yet you are seeing reality in front of you, but reality is a little off. And she had this concept called the Oz effect. And I really think that is such a wonderful way to describe, because when I hear all these witness accounts, and I've read thousands of them at this point,
Right.
they all had this like weird dreamy aspect about them, to where like this is so out of the bounds of consensus reality that it's more than just like someone seeing an apparition. It's more than like aliens from another planet. It just feels real weird. And that's kind of what I gravitate towards. That's why I grew up loving John Keel so much, because he really tackled a lot of very weird stuff.
Yeah. Bless them.
I would be highly interested in knowing if that was the same, because like, so like if you're ever in like a intensely traumatic event, that has that same sort of feel of unreality.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Where everything sort of changes. So I'd be curious to know how much of that is the trauma of seeing something that is otherworldly, and how much of that, you know what I mean? If that can be applied to other avenues.
I think that is a great thread to pull, Jenny. I really do, because like, the great example, like you said, that like when people are in car accidents, like very traumatic car accidents, they talk about how time slowed down. They
1,000%.
literally experience time differently. And I could even say in my own life, when I've had like traumatic moments where I got really bad news, all of a sudden like the world around me, and that is probably explained by a flood of chemicals and adrenaline coursing through my body. But that could be one of the ways we're able to see this stuff, is these heightened emotions. Like maybe if you like went to a charged place, or paranormal geography like we were talking about, and were able to work yourself into a state like that, I wonder what would happen. Like it'd be interesting.
I think about that.
Yeah, I think you're really onto something there, because I do think all this stuff is like these thought experiments we're doing. Like, well, could it be this? Could it be this? This is good. I feel like
absolutely.
I feel like asking better and newer questions about this stuff is good. Like that's why I'm always like, when I meet people who are super certain about any aspect of the paranormal, I'm like, it's like being atheist almost, where it's like, well, I'm done learning. I got it. I figured out ghosts, man. They are dead people, 100%. I know that for a fact. I have my evidence.
God, how awful.
Well, it's fine. That's their bag. But but for me,
no, but how awful would a paranormal Bill Maher be? Like that would be hell on earth.
Yeah. Well, it's like no one likes a know-it-all, and so of course we're not going to like a know-it-all in this stuff. And I feel like my favorite researchers are very humble. They're like, look, I've been looking at this stuff for 50 years, written 10 books. I'm no further along than when I started, but the journey is so gratifying, and maybe that's the point. Is to keep us curious, keep us like entranced with mystery. Because like I am so okay with this being a mystery the rest of my life. Like I really am.
1,000%,
I wasn't always like that though.
Listen, I can't wait to die to find out the truth about everything, because it's part of my belief system.
It would be
However,
great, though. Yeah.
While I'm here, I would just like to enjoy the journey, as it were.
The enchantment. It's like you were mentioning earlier, Jenny. I love that a person like you can go out to the Olympic forest and obviously enjoy the beauty, enjoy being away from your phone, enjoy being away from a city. But also, not everyone is able to enjoy it quite like you, because you're able to like put yourself in this state of enchantment. Like, well, maybe Bigfoot's around the corner. Maybe I'll see an orbital light cruising around the thing. That's a wonderful thing to have, I think. Like, is a sense of wonder, and like, especially like, in today's age with technology and stuff, it's like, I feel like people are, certain corporations are trying to suck the wonder out of us, and like it's an act of resistance in a way to stay enchanted, I think, and to enjoy mystery. Like I think it's important, man. I really do. And so
it's determination and a choice.
I love hearing that, like you were out in the Olympic forest and you were also wondering the whole time, like, ew, I know Bigfoot's out here. I love that. I think that's great. Like, it's beautiful.
I wish everybody could. Yeah, everyone could. I'm obsessed
She's got a
with
montage of looking
holes.
and pointing at trees, just trying to find fairies. She's obsessed, and it's adorable, and I love it.
Yes.
And listen, awe and wonder are things that are not often, and enchantment are not often found in this world. And what else is the point of being alive if we are not going to enjoy the time that we have? And,
Well said.
And what's more enjoyable than magic?
100%. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And
Right on.
everything's magic. Listen, get out of here.
You get out of town.
Yeah.
Come on.
Everything's magic.
Okay.
Tressa?
Nope. Go ahead. Well, you mentioned that you. Well,
I
listen.
was like, okay.
You sounded
that's
like
okay.
you didn't want to talk about any experiences that you may or may not have had. But
No, I'll talk about them.
Fine, give
Yeah.
us.
There's really so I went most of my life until fairly recently, a couple of years ago, without having really anything, but always being one of those people who was like, do you ever go to Ball Cemetery, Tressa?
No, I don't think so. Where's
Okay,
that?
well, it's in Louisville, Nebraska, but it's like a haunted, kind of a quasi-famous haunted cemetery. But I was always the person let's go check out this, let's go check out that. I have put myself in, try to every position to have a supernatural experience.
Ooh, what's that one cemetery in Lawrence, Kansas? Or not Lawrence?
Stoll.
Yes.
I was there 4 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, me and the Bigfoot Collectors Club guys were
Nice.
speaking at an event in Kansas City, and then we went and shot some stuff in Lawrence. It was great.
Fantastic.
I love that place. But okay, so it's hard. It's kind of a long story. I'm just gonna make it really quick. So I was out in Crestone, Colorado, southern Colorado, the San Luis Valley, which is a famously high strange place, going way, way, way back. I mean, weird things like deer men, gnomes hopping in grocery store parking lots, every kind
Perfect.
of UFO encounter you can have, Bigfoot, the whole nine. This place has a great history. I have 3 books just about the San Luis Valley by Christopher Bryan in my library, and they're all amazing. So anyways, I was going out there, and I was so pumped because I had been studying this area for a decade. And I was emceeing a small little UFO gathering, and I was like, this is great. It was really fun. And I'm cutting so much of the story up because it's very long. I'm just going to cut to the event, what happened. We were in the middle of nowhere. Crestone, Colorado is, I think, considered the quietest and darkest place in the lower 48.
Oh.
There is 90 people live there. There is a post office and a gas station. That is it. So it's the most remote I probably have ever been in my life where we were staying. And we were staying at these adjoining little circle of cabins. And the person I was staying with, I'm not going to say his name, but he was an older gentleman, and we were walking from the cabin we were hanging out at that night. And look out, full disclosure, I had 2 beers and some vape pen in me. But I'm a large man, I can handle 2 beers. That's not going to make me hallucinate, I swear to God, I promise.
No, that'd be weird.
Right, I want to put that out there. But anyways, so we're walking back to the cabin at night, and there's a gap between the cabin. And when we come around and we're in the view of the gap between the cabins, we both, the older man who's 65, slams his arm in front of my chest like a mother at a stoplight. Because what we see is something that looks like it happens so fast. So I want to say it was humanoid shaped-ish, but it was made of triangles or rectangles.
What?
Yeah, right. And it was shadow-like, but it didn't feel like a shadow reflection against a wall. It felt like it had body to it, but it was blacker than black. Happened so fast. We didn't say anything for and the thing was I'd always wanted to see this stuff. I hated this.
Oh, yeah.
I was so scared, it's almost indescribable. I was
It's a primal fear too.
it is. It's actually something it's a unique fear, where I was breathless. And then finally I go to the gentleman next to me. I go, because it went across a probably 10-foot area real fast. And it moved do you remember those old toys that were kind of Jack-in-the-Box toys where you'd pull the bottom string and a guy would it would make a guy dance, and it was a wooden figurine?
Oh,
It's
yes,
kind of
yes,
an
yes,
old-timey
yes.
toy. My grandma
Yes.
gave me when I was a kid.
Ew.
It moved
Same.
like that.
I had one like that.
Gross.
It felt to me like that was the movement. And
herky-jerky?
it was herky-jerky. That's a great way to describe it. And so this happens. It was about a second long. And I go to the man after about 1 minute of sitting there and not being able to talk. I go, should we go check it out? And he goes, no, we should go inside. He pulls out his iPhone, hits the flashlight, shines the pad to the doorway, and I put the keys in. We get inside. I look at him, and he goes, good night, Steve. And I go, I was basically well, we're going to stay up all night and talk about this because I'm not going to sleep. And he was he was with his wife too, and so he went to bed. And I was like, what? I couldn't even I had shut down my periphery and looked down at the ground because I was convinced I was going to see something else. And I went to my little bedroom I was staying in, opened the door, and a white mouse ran over my Birkenstock. And I was like, oh my God. I literally went to the bathroom, went to my bed, stayed in my winter coat and my hiking shoes, and slept for like 5 hours, got my stuff, and I left.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, yeah, I actually left early because I was like, man, that messed me up. I drove back to Omaha, and for the first 8 or 9 hours of my drive, I didn't listen to music or a podcast, and all I was saying was like, I'm done. I'm giving away all my UFO books. I got what I wanted, and I didn't like it. I'm out. I'm giving away all my occult books, everything that has anything to do with it. And then, like, after a day or two, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. But it was really one of those things where, like, be careful what you wish for, because I kind of got, like, a really weird experience. And, like, what was it? I don't know. Like, I mean, like, could it have been, like, an animal casting, like, the most insane reflection? Sure. Like, I really don't know what it was. But me and this man genuinely believed at the same time, so much so that he slammed his arm across my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Like a
was
mom.
dramatic, like he was doing like a mommy, which was so sweet of him. I
It's
needed
very
it too.
sweet and
It was
kind.
very
Yeah.
sweet. I thought so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it was one of these things. Like I saw something that was so weird to me that I really don't know what it is. I don't even like care. I mean, there's no way I'll ever know what it was. But like, here I am in an area of charged geography, like you said, Jenny, and. Yeah, I had an experience, and it was not what I had. It really freaked me out. I want to say I was like this tough guy, like, yeah, man, it was awesome. I loved it right away. Like, no, I was like shook to my core. It was not pleasant. The weird thing is, though, I went so like I go to the bathroom, go into my bed, I fell asleep in maybe like two seconds.
I hear that all the
it's
time.
It's the crash out.
I think
right?
I
like
crashed.
That's in your,
Yeah,
that's
I
in
think
your
that's
brain.
what it was. Yeah,
It's like
I
the adrenaline rush and then
I think
the
you're
crash.
right. I think you're right. I crashed so hard, which I was
Yeah.
it was like, not like me really at all. Usually it takes a while for me to fall asleep no matter what. Like
yeah, same.
Yeah. You go from every nerve in your brain, every synapses like firing to
yeah.
like it's
It was dramatic. It really was. But like
Yeah.
happy it happened. And I've had a couple like sort of other weird things that maybe aren't probably worth mentioning. But that's my big one. That's kind of like, that was my initiation experience into experiencing weird stuff.
Did you and this man ever talk about it at a later time?
Never. So the next morning, I woke up. He was with his wife, and this was a UFO thing. And he explicitly said, like, his wife didn't want to be here. She doesn't like this stuff.
Oh.
And so the next morning, I wake up. I walk out. I have my, like, backpack with me, looking like I'm leaving. And it was the man. I keep on almost saying his name. Oops. His wife, and they were sitting at the breakfast table. He's like, and he goes, "Hey, Steve, we made a pot of coffee. Come join us." I go, and the first thing I do, I put my hands up in there and go like, oh, like what? And he looks at me without his wife, and he goes, mouth the words "no,"
Yeah.
like do not bring it up.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of like put together roommates for this thing. I didn't have his contact number, and we never met. We knew each other for a day. And even if I did have his like email or phone number, I feel like he was telling me, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I'm going to respect that. Like, I'm sure I could find out his number and corroborate the story. But like, I mean, like the guy like pretty much explicitly told me 2 times, like, no, I'm not interested in talking about what happened.
Yeah.
So I got to respect that, I think,
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. You don't want to find something out at the cost of somebody else's peace.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, the investigator side of me is like, God, I want to call him and like just talk for 3 hours. Like I was thinking we were gonna stay up all night and talk about this.
Right,
I was
sure.
I was like, let's get the scotch out and like, like I gotta chill out here, man. I'm going crazy.
Yeah. I think one of the scariest parts is not like necessarily even the occurrence. It's the fact that your brain and your body react so quickly and so intensely, like if you
Instinctually.
yeah even like him with the hand up, like that's not a thought that you have, that's just an action of your body and brain responding to intense danger.
That's exactly right. And I wonder if I would have even saw. I mean, like I would have seen it because I mean there was nowhere else to look. It was like right in front of us, like I would have seen it. But like that, I remember that like shocked me too. Like like it was just. It was wild. Like, I mean, what people would say like, well, that was like, was it a cryptid? Was it a ghost? I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I would be wildly guessing, like, I was something weird happened. That's all I know.
Yes.
But it was
I have
awesome.
a really great habit of asking our guests questions that are unanswerable.
But that's fun.
So-
Well, you know, but
What
trying to,
was that ghost thinking when they did
right?
that?
But
Yeah, you
but
do.
it's fun to
great.
hear. It's fun to hear people's interpretations, though. You know, because
for sure.
we all have them, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we are at the end of our hour. Jenny, do you have anything to add?
No, this was a delight. Thank you so much. I
course.
love the conversation. Yeah, fantastic.
I had a ball.
And-
I'm sure Jenny
yeah,
did. I'll
absolutely.
speak for her.
We'll have to get
Yeah,
you guys
speak
on
for
my
me
show.
again.
You guys,
That would be
have to
great.
you have to return the favor.
Absolutely.
Not that it was a favor at all, but like that's just a figure of speech.
Right.
You really put me out today, ladies. Oh, really set my feet to the fire.
That's what we do.
Full interrogation. Cagney and Lacey.
It's true.
You guys would
Accurate.
make a great like cop team. though.
I know this. I've been
Yeah.
convincing her or trying to and failing at it, but
Yeah, you know.
I keep telling her that we can't then commit crimes.
no, I
Yeah.
think that's
Not
part of
okay.
it. The cop side.
No.
Yeah.
No, again, I don't.
No, I
don't
think that's
accurate.
the whole gist, I believe.
I think maybe we'll just stick to the podcast. You know.
Fine, you guys are both on my list now. Hey! Steve Berg, thank you so much. I had the best time.
I do too.
Everybody else! Hey, go check out our website, monstersloungepodcast.com. Get our merch, our links, our things. Our Patreon has some things that'll have more soon. And we love you. And until next time, thanks for joining us at the Monsters Lounge.